It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all, with those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the happiest season of all. There'll be parties for hosting, marshmallows for toasting, and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. It's the most wonderful.
Good morning, Grace Christian School. How are you today? Yes, Jessica, you are right. That is the best song choice ever. You know, if there was some way to harvest all of the positive energy and smiles out of all of our parents here as they were leaving campus, we could power all of Orange County. It was amazing. Yes, it's the happiest time of year when the kids go back to school. Our parents are very, very excited and just overwhelmed. Michelle, good morning. Happy first day of school. Welcome to the weekly roundup. This is the place that you go where you can learn about everything that's going on at Grace Christian School. I'm your host, Sheriff P. We come to you every single Wednesday about this same time between 9:15 and 9:45. So good morning, good to see you. We have a lot of people tuning in. Kimberly, good morning. Looking forward to another great year. So are we. I think it's going to be a wonderful year. The kids are excited. The teachers are excited. We've been praying around the clock basically since last week for all of our students, all of our families, and I know that it's going to be a great year. Debbie, good morning. We have a lot of our regulars tuning in. We're already up to about 20 viewers at this point, so that's a really good thing. Amanda, happy first day of school. I'm so happy that so many of you are commenting and checking in right now at the beginning. So we're going to continue to move on. You know what? If you're new to the channel, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. Yes, there's a subscription button there. If you subscribe, you don't have to wait for the email from Mrs. O'Rue telling you that we're going to be going live, because you may not check your email. This gives you immediate notification that we're going live from Grace Christian School. You know what? It might not be just the weekly roundup. It could be that we're having an emergency and I need to get in front of all of you parents right away, and we can't get to the ability to email you, but I'm able to go on my phone and get to you. So it's really good if you subscribe to the channel. Yes, it does help us, not monetarily. It helps us be able to do live events like this, and also be able to go live from our phone and stream live there. As I mentioned before, we are going to be having a presence on the Rumble channel, and you'll be able to see us on Rumble. So that is something that you'll get more information on coming very soon. Last week on the weekly roundup, we had a family ask us about closed caption. Can we do closed caption? Well, we went back, we researched it. There were some triggers that we hit within the internal settings. And yes, closed caption is available now for some of our latest videos that we have. And if you're watching the show today and you don't see closed caption, because that's immediate transcription, and we don't have that ability, but we do have the ability for closed caption. What does that mean? Well, when the show ends today, within 12 hours, sometimes 24 if it's a really long show, within 12 hours, if you check back, closed caption subtitles will be there. And it's a great thing. We never really looked at that before, but it's something that's going to be there. So if you don't watch the show live and you tune in later, you'll be able to see the closed captions there coming in. The next thing I want to talk to you about is near and dear to all of our hearts, and that is Carline. It is extremely important that we talk about this. If you think this doesn't pertain to you, it just might pertain to you. Today we had a number of police officers out there. And what's the name of our school? Grace Christian School. Well, the officers today provided grace. Although they did tell me they could have issued a number of citations today. One of the officers said he saw 10 different violations. that could be written, and they will be written starting tomorrow. Let me show you the number one violation that can be written. Right there, that red line is a red line, and it says in there, no parking. It doesn't say you can park here for 3 minutes while you run in real quick. It says no parking. If your car is there starting tomorrow and it's unaccompanied, parked in that area, you will receive a citation, and they're $150 for parking in a red zone. So forewarned is forearmed. Also, I think they were telling me it's a $75 ticket for blocking a driveway. So please, I don't really want us to feel bad. Thumbs down. Yes, thumbs down about parking in the red zone. I agree. Today we had a few parents park there, and our staff members, hey, you can't park. Oh, it's only a minute. I'm just running in. No, you can't park there. It can't be any more clear. No parking. I want things to be positive, but there are rules and procedures to keep our kids safe in case we need to get emergency vehicles on campus. So I just want to let all of you know. Now I got a thumbs up. Oh, the thumbs down could be there too. I don't know if you were down thumbing that people were parking there. I'm good either way. But parents, please, it's very important. If we've already had these kind of issues this morning, I'm a little worried about what this afternoon is going to be here. School lets out at 3 o'clock. Do not get here early. Get here later rather than early. We tell parents as the school year starts to go, the pro tip is 3:10. Also, if you're an engineer and you have looked at our car line and said, you know what, there is a better way, we are open to it. We're open to looking at different ways of changing car line that makes it more efficient. Now, I will be 100% honest with you. Car line is pretty efficient if parents don't start getting here until 3 o'clock, and parents that say, I'm going to get here at 3:10, start getting here at 3:10. We have seen some of the fastest car lines, and parents who have been around for a long time have said that. We've even had law enforcement comment on how efficient our car line is. It was just last year we really had some hiccups, and I think we need to do a little bit better. Tina says, please share the street. Let's see here, if I can get this on here. Tina, how are you? It says, please share the street parking and not park in the middle where 2 cars can fit. Please share the street parking and not park in the middle where 2 cars. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, don't park out there in the middle of the street. We need to be able to have cars get back and forth there. And Tina, I'm sorry if I goofed up what you said there. But yeah, Tina's absolutely right. Don't double park and don't block the lanes out there. If you're getting there early, what happens is there's cars that are parked along the curb, then you're parked next to there, and then all we have is one lane for emergency vehicles, and it can become very scary at different times. Forgive me one moment here. I don't know if anyway, so I need all of us to focus on car line. Don't get here early. So we are looking at ways of closing the parking lot until 3 o'clock, and you can't park in the middle of the street. If you're stopped there and there's no car in front of you, that could be a citation. So I'm sorry if it sounds like, God, all he talks about is the police and citations and things like that. What we're talking about is being safe for our students. I would hate for any child to get hurt. Yes, Debbie is absolutely right. We talked about this last week, and it's a great reminder, Debbie, thank you very much. Do not get out of your car. Don't get out of your car to help put the kids' backpacks in the trunk. The teachers will do that and get you out there. We do not want additional people in between with all of those cars. And it's very important that we do that, that you stay in your cars as you're dropping kids off, and also when you're here in the afternoon picking the kids up. So I think I beat the car line drum enough, and I hope that we all have that. We have over 50 viewers right now, so that's a really good amount. But I know everybody here seems to get the whole car line thing. Please share it with a friend. Good morning. How are you doing today? I'm glad that you are tuned in. Let's see here. What's going on here? There it went. Okay, my add comments. I had the buttons backwards. So let's see. Did that do it? Boom, boom. I'm just testing something here that hadn't been working. So anyway, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. But I think we beat the car line horse enough. Now, on to the next topic at hand is school lunch. We provide school lunch for everyone. In order to do that, you need to go on to your FACTS account, your family account, and click on school lunch. An email was sent home with you how to keep your money on account so that your child is able to purchase lunch. That's always been the case, and we've been somewhat lenient. where if a child hasn't paid for their lunch, we don't want any child to go hungry. We would never allow that to happen. So here's what we're doing this year. Tell your friends. So if a child doesn't have lunch and they say, they raise their hand, they go in. At the end of the week, if I get a reconcile report from the cafeteria and it shows that you have over $20 in fees for lunches, what will happen is your child's name will be flagged in the classroom. So if they raise their hand, the teacher's going to say, I'm sorry, you're going to need to go to the office, and they'll have to come to the office and they'll call you to bring them a lunch because we can't continue to extend credit. And you may say, that's awful hard and mean. Well, there are about 9 parents who have over $200 in school lunch fees, and we have a few others, and we've always tried to manage from the point of grace. Those of you that know me know that's how I hate chasing you guys. I know times are extremely tough, and I know many of you are always going to take care of it. But unfortunately, we keep our lunch prices cheap, and we do that when everybody works together. Good morning. God be with all of our children this year. Amen. What a great statement. Thank you so very much. Yes, I'm going to leave that up there while I'm talking until another comment comes in. We want God to be here. But back to the school lunch. I'm asking all of you, if you're not sending your child with a lunch and they're going to buy, you need to have funds available on your fax account for school lunch. We do allow grace and we provide that. But if you become to get a balance there, then we will stop. RenWeb or fax will automatically send you an email once a week if you have a balance on your account or it falls below the $20 threshold. Good morning. How are you, Elizabeth? Praying for the first day of school for our kiddos in the school today. Thank you. Let's stop for a moment. Let's all just stop, put the brakes on. It's been an exciting morning. And let's just bow our heads and just ask the Lord's blessing on this school year. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we're just so grateful for this school that we call GCS. Father, we just ask for your hand on every classroom, every child, every staff member, every family. I just ask that you're in their hearts. So you allow everything that takes place on this campus to glorify your holy name. Father, just allow us to have a curtain of security and protection on this campus for all of our families and staff. Father, we ask these things in your glorious Son's name. Amen. Well, thank you, everyone, for indulging me on that. As you know, we like to keep our school covered in prayer as we're moving along. So I think if you have any questions about school lunch, how that works, or what your account is, you can always email Tommy Campbell at tcampbell@gcsrr.org, and she is able to answer those questions for you. And you're always able to log on to fax and look at that. An email did go home that covered all of that great information for you. You know what? Look at this little pig. He's throwing paperwork everywhere. And you know, that is going to be all of you this evening. This evening, you are getting paperwork from every angle. You're getting stuff about school lunch. You're getting stuff about spirit wear. You're getting these little things. The Carline passes are coming. They have your last name on it and the grades that you are at. Hang these in your rearview mirror or make sure they're displayed so the staff members can see them. That way, until they get familiar with your cars, they know where to drop the kids off. Thank you for all the likes there. Jessica says amen. Absolutely. And Brittany says amen. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate it. Yes, we're going to keep school covered in prayer. But the paperwork is going to be immense for you. So as soon as your kids get home, hey, where's the paperwork? Where is it in the backpack? We have asked every teacher to triple and double check that, make sure that paperwork gets in their backpack so that it goes home. And I'm asking the teachers to remind the kids to take their backpacks. And if your child goes to daycare after school, make sure that that is picked up also, that they didn't leave the backpack here. And so as soon as you get that done, return it on Thursday. We would greatly appreciate it. Now, you know what? Security, is an important thing. And unfortunately, we do not all have a bat phone, and where we can pick up the phone and we can call Batman, and Batman is going to come out right away and protect us. But one of our Race for Grace sponsors, Pyramid Security, can be your Batman. Justin, who tunes into the show regularly, has a security company that takes care of personal security as well as business securities, and he can be your Batman or your Superman, or if you're a Spider-Man fan, Justin is able to do that. Give him a call at 714-657 4484, and talk to Justin about your security needs. See if there's something he can do. If you have a business, he'll help you there. If it's personal at home, he can help you there also. We take great pride, and I find it a privilege to be able to share these companies with you, because these companies step out and they help your kids here at Grace Christian School. They sponsor great things throughout the year, like Race for Grace. If you're new to the school, that's a big event we do every March where we raise funds for the school, and it's a lot of fun. And the sponsors that sponsor that on the weekly roundups, I try to every week highlight one of our sponsors and just continue to repeat that until the next Race for Grace. But Justin, thank you for being a proud sponsor of Grace Christian School and Pyramid Security. We appreciate you being out there, being everyone's Batman. Remember I told you about all the paperwork going home? Well, you can order Spiritware, and you're thinking, boy, they're well stocked. I'm going to get my Spiritware. No, this is not an actual picture. This was a picture taken as soon as we got everything, and it's full. If you were to look at the picture of the shelves right now, it would look like Costco did in the middle of the pandemic in the toilet paper section. There's nothing on the shelves. There's no water. There's no toilet paper. There's very few shirts, limited sizes and quantities. Justin, you're more than welcome. Thank you again for everything you do for GCS. And you are a faithful listener who's always on. And we're so glad you're there. Let's see here. Dr. P, let's see here. If there are families with real financial difficulty, is there a possibility for other families to contribute to help them with the balance? Absolutely. And we can do that extremely confidential. You can be anonymous. We can tell them. There's all different ways. If you're giving it to us and you want to dictate it to a family, the way the IRS works is if you say, I want it for this family, it's technically not tax deductible. If you donate it to the school and you say you want it used to help families in need with their tuition, and we distribute to those families, then it's tax deductible. And we do that. Every year we have families that do just that. They donate money. We've even had families who have sponsored full tuitions, given us a criteria of what they would like. We had a family sponsor a tuition for a child for a couple of years who went through some extremely difficult times, and it was completely confidential, anonymous. The family knew that somebody was taking care of them, and it was great to see the child grow, the family grow in faith, and the giver too. That is completely acceptable. That is such an amazing question and a great thing. Yes, it is. If you ever want to help another family at GCS, you can do that. That's in our heart as being Grace. We try to do that at Thanksgiving, and we do it at Christmas and Easter, and we do have quite a few people that, hey, use this where needed for another family, and we do apply it that way. Thank you for asking that. That is a terrific question, and you do know that what did I just do there? That's here. Excuse me 1 second. Undo. I hit the wrong button. All right. I did it again. Excuse me. I don't know what I'm doing here, so I just have to slide this over like that and then click it here. So anyway, we do accommodate those donations and everything like that. If you have more questions, please feel free to give the office a call. Mrs. Mullaney can help you with that, and her email address is smulaney@gcsrr.org. I know that she coordinates a lot of those things with me, and then I visit with Tommy Campbell, and we work that way. But that did get us a little off topic, but that's something extremely important. Spiritware order forms did go home today, and you will be getting them. This is a once a year that we order, and we stock up like that, and then we sell throughout the year, and we run out. Make sure you get your Spiritware. We even have a few Faith Over Fear shirts left. Those are retro, and some say they're OG. I don't know if they're quite OG because they're not that old. It's only like 3 years old. I thought to do that you had to be 15, 20 years old. So, but anyway, we have a lot of different shirts there, and look at the order form for hoodies and things like that. Kids love wearing them on field trips, and sometimes the teachers will ask for a red shirt or your school shirt. So please look for that as you are doing everything. The next thing is Hippie Ice. Look at that snow cone. Hippie Ice is coming today. You know what? This is our 75th year as a school. Grace Christian School was founded 75 years ago by a church, And we really have embraced the people of Orange County and have continued to grow over the years. And we've seen numerous families impacted by the ministry that's happening here. Children's lives saved, children's lives and families' lives turned around because of GCS. So this being our 75th year, we're going to be doing a lot of fun things. We started with skate night this year. We have an amazing PST. Brenda and her team, Mary Murphy and all of them, they knock themselves out, literally, trying to think of fun things for your kids to do. They have their team here setting up pictures for the first day of school. They set up skate night for us. We've got volunteers coming today for Hippie Ice. So every kid, every child from preschool through 8th grade are going to get a free icy, and it's a lot of fun to go through. Our teachers have the chance to get an icy or a cup of coffee to give them a little more caffeine to make it through the rest of the day. But we're going to do a lot of fun things like this to celebrate our 75th year. We might even come out with a commemorative shirt for 75 years. So that is something that we're doing. We have been blessed to share God's word with students and everything and families throughout Orange County. Next thing is medication. Doctor, give me the news. I gotta. All right, anyway, let's see. Kimberly, let's see. Skate night was super fun, even though I can't skate. I think that is pretty funny, Kimberly. I was told I wasn't allowed to skate because we didn't need any more accidents or me wearing any kind of cast or anything like that. Debbie, fun? Yes, it was. Skate night was fun. Hippie Ice is going to be a lot of fun. And it's a great way to keep the kids' excitement going throughout the entire year. So like we said, doctor, give me the news. That little girl's checking her doggy there. If you have medications that you need your child to have, come to the office, get the proper paperwork filled out so that we can administer it. Please, I can't ask you enough not to send medication with your child in their backpack. Number one, it could be dangerous for the child. Number two, it's dangerous for other students. And finally, it's not right. It's against our rules. And the final thing is you could be putting yourself at great liability and risk if another child was somehow to gain access to medicine that was in your child's backpack that you sent and they were to have an allergic reaction or get sick from it. So please let the office know. We need to know if your child has an EpiPen. It needs to be in the office. We need to know if they're allergic to things, what we need to do to counteract that, when you need to be contacted in case something were to happen to your child like that. So that's very important that you get these medicine forms turned into the office and that we can do it. You know, the gift of life is extremely important for us here at Grace Christian School. And every year we have a blood drive and we always set a goal of 50 pints of blood. And during COVID, the year after COVID, during really tough times when people were really hesitant about doing stuff, we hit our goal of 50. This year we're doing blood again. It's going to be in the multi-purpose room on September 27th, and we are donating blood. Let's see here, My Urban Garden. Oh, My Urban Garden. I just love the name of that, My Urban Garden. Do you have a garden on the roof or it's in your backyard? Do you use raised beds? That's very intriguing to me. But you're so grateful for the school. Thank you very much. We're grateful for all of our families. But one of the ways we give back is by giving of ourselves. You know, we give financially, we do that, but blood is the gift of life. It's the gift of life. We can change the lives of so many people by giving blood. It only costs us our time. And as Justin pointed out last week, you will get a $10 gift card to In-N-Out if you donate blood through the Red Cross. Our goal is only 50 pints of blood. You know, with all of the families and loved ones we have here, we should blow that out of the water. There's a QR code right there. This flyer has gone home. We should have 50 filled up and have a waiting list of 10 to 15 people that are able to fill if someone can't give blood because of high blood pressure, low iron, or something of that nature. This is really, really important. I know just here at our school, at Grace Christian School, we've had teachers die from cancer. And they were in great need of blood, and staff came together. It would be so great if we come together and give blood beforehand so the City of Hope has this blood to be able to use it. They help children, they help adults, they help seniors, and they're the top of the field in cancer research, and we don't get anything for this. Red Cross, City of Hope does everything they can to find a cure for cancer and help with so many different things. Michelle, so excited to see Miss P back this morning. Yes, for those of you that think, oh, Miss P, Dr. Sheriff P's wife is back or something. No, it's Miss Portenvilla. She is in preschool. She's our director, as I shared before in the pre-kickoff, that she is back. We're so gracious to have her. And a couple of great other things. Michelle, now that you said that, some of you old timers might recognize a few of our new staff members on campus. Right in first grade with Mrs. Cuppard, Sharon McDonald. Yes, Mrs. McDonald, who taught for us for over, I think, 25 years. She was an aide and she taught and retired a few years back to be with her grandkids. Her grandkids are now in school here at GCS, and she has come back. She's going to be an instructional assistant, and she is assigned to first grade, so she will be exclusively there. Christy Morgan is returning, and she is exclusively in first grade. They're both instructional assistants who will be doing reading groups and math groups and everything like that, small groups, and we couldn't be more excited to have Mrs. McDonald back on campus. And she's never really disappeared. She'd come back every couple months and do Teachers Helping Teachers, where they do things for our teachers. Those of you don't know, in junior high, Pastor Joe Montoya, who was with Cottonwood Church, he is here at Grace Christian School now, and he is our Bible teacher for junior high and our chapel master for junior high chapel. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Amanda Bly says, I love Mrs. McDonald. You know what? That's worth putting on here, especially if Mrs. McDonald's watching. She's going to want to see her name. And Michelle says, me too. Loves Mrs. McDonald. Yes, Mrs. McDonald has a huge fan club. And the funny thing is, the two of us were speaking when she retired to go out. None of her kids are still here any longer, meaning the students that she had. The last student graduated in 8th grade. So there could be siblings here still, but her last student graduated from 8th grade, and now she's back with GCS, and that's where she needs to be. And you know, those of you that are around campus a lot know that our elderly teachers, our senior teachers, our mature teachers never really leave when they retire. They always come back, they help other teachers, they donate their times in the classrooms, doing different projects and everything like that. Let's see here. It says here, Jessica River says, I love Pastor Joe. I'll put that up here in just a sec. Brenda says, I can't scan the QR code for my laptop screen, but will email Selena to sign up to donate. I love you all for the blood drive. And God bless all the teachers, students, and admin of GCS. Thank you so much for that kind email. Yes, it is kind of hard here to do that from your laptop. And I'm not sure if, you know what, I could try this real quick and see if this works. If I make that bigger, bigger, and then I slide it up like that, if that QR code, if you can scan it off the screen even. So that might be a possibility for you. It's the blood drive for the City of Hope, and as you're going through, you will see that. And if you can't, this flyer's coming home today, and you can always reach out to Mrs. Mullaney. She would love to talk to you about giving blood. Let's see, we're up to 64 viewers right now, and I can't leave Pastor Joe love off the books here. Jessica says she loves Pastor Joe. We all love Pastor Joe. He is an amazing person and just really connects with students and everything like that, and is a great addition to the GCS team here. So anyway, next, how many of you play basketball? There's the late, great Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest Lakers to grace the floor of the Staples Center. And I'm not sure if Kobe ever played at the Forum, but an amazing person. And the reason I put Kobe's picture up there is hopefully it attracts you basketball fans. You know what? We offer basketball in junior high for boys and girls. Right now it's girls season, and we have tons of students who play travel ball and everything like that. We are looking for a basketball coach for our junior high girls. So if you know someone who's a basketball coach, please contact the school. Go on the website. And Mr. John Garius, D. John Garius at GCSRR, let him know you're interested. The girls' basketball season is quickly approaching, and we're looking for a basketball coach. Give Mr. J a call. He'd love to talk to you about that. Let's see here. We had a few more things come in here, and Mrs. Cinco says, yay for Joe Montoya. Yes, Mrs. Cinco, you are right. Yay for Mr. Montoya and Pastor Montoya. And Michelle says, Mrs. Ketchum is my favorite teacher. Yes, you can still catch Mrs. Ketchum here. She subs probably 4 or 5 times a month. She is always here for Teachers Helping Teachers. And let's hear, I think we have a few other things. Let's see. It says, Big Dog. All right, I love, I think the violators are not listening to. All right, let's hear. A Big Dog says, just a comment about Carline. I think the violators are not listening to these shows. I would agree with you. I would like to assume positive interaction. Everyone listening weekly knows what to do in Carline. I would like to assume that too, but I have had parents come to me and say, I never knew that. I learned that for the first time in Weekly Roundup. And unfortunately, Big Dog, there's a lot of pseudonyms and anonymous posts that come up here. I do know that I have seen from the things that there are sometimes people watching this that have had issues in Carline and are very supportive. So I hate to, Big Dog, I hate to beat that dog every week on the porch, but safety is so important to me. I do not want a child to be hurt, and I don't want it to be said that, you know what, Sheriff P didn't take this important and he didn't talk about it every option he could. So I'm also looking for peer pressure. I don't want you guys to have confrontation by any sort of the means, but kindly say, hey, you know what, that's not safe to park there. And if they don't get it into a tough situation, let an admin know and we'll take care of it from there. But we try to share that message over and over again, and I try to do it in light comical ways. I try to bring law enforcement in. We try to do all different things because your child's safety is the most important thing to me. You know what? I just got a message on my laptop here. It says Hippie Ice will be here in 10 minutes to start setting up. So that's great. Big Dog, thank you very, very much for your comment. Hooray, first day of school. Brian says, first day of school, looking back to another amazing year at GCS. Howdy, Dr. Pete. Howdy. It's going to be another great Western year. And thank you for tuning in. And Debbie says, excited to welcome Mr. Montoya to junior high. Yes, Pastor Montoya is an amazing person, and he will do wonderful. And Big Dog's here. I'm okay with you talking about, I just want to see the tickets. Show me the ticket. You know what? I'm with you, Big Dog. I was looking at those tickets. It's $150 for parking, I think, in the red zone, and $75 for blocking a driveway. You may have noticed out there was would it be a plethora of police officers, a flock of police officers, a gaggle of police officers, a battalion? I'm not sure what you call a whole bunch of police officers, a squadron, but there were a bunch of them out there today. And tomorrow, those ticket books are going to be lighting up. So, Big Dog, I'm in your corner. Thank you, sir. We are going to start doing that. I'm going to put your comment up here. Just give me 1 second. There it is, Big Dog's comment. I love the screen name, Big Dog. Do you have one of those Big Dog shirts? I really don't see those anymore. But anyway, back to the basketball. If you know of a basketball coach, we would love to have the ability to have you contact Mr. John Garius. We want to offer all of our sports, also a flag football coach. If you're interested in flag football, reach out to Mr. J. We want to get these teams going. We want to teach our kids good sportsmanship. We want to teach them how to play, and we do that through good mentors and good coaches. So we've had prior students be coaches. We've had dads be coaches. We've had travel ball team coaches who are wanting to gain a little extra experience. We've had students in college come back and coach, and we've always been blessed with some great coaches over the years here of offering after-school sports. So if you know someone, let me know. And it never gets tiring looking at Kobe go up to put that dunk in there. What a hardcore player. But anyway, parents, day one is in the books. You've made your first drop-off. Today will be the first pickup. And before I went on the weekly roundup, I walked all through campus and I saw everyone smiling. I didn't see any tears, but as I'm saying that to you right now, my office is right next to the lobby, and I hear a little child out there. So I don't know if it's a school-age child. I'm assuming it's a parent coming in to do something, and it might be a young sibling, because that's usually the case. But parents, may God bless each and every one of you. I ask that God blesses the trails that you frequent, the trails that you ride on and drive on, and I just ask that God continues to bless all your families. You know what? If you don't have a church, or you have a church and you want to get the Word of God midweek, stop by our chapels on Thursday. Come in. We have seats on the side. We would love for you to come to chapel and just hear about God. It's a fun message geared towards kids, so it's just little seeds can grow to be great big things. So parents, we'll continue to pray for you. You continue to pray for us, and I'm so excited that week 1 is heading on its way. Don't forget, there's no school on Friday, and there's no school on Monday, so we're starting off right. Wednesday, Thursday school. Next week, Thursday through Friday. And then the next week, it's 5 straight days. Debbie, the kids are going to love the shave ice on this hot day. Yes, they are. Thank you for doing that. You're more than welcome. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think the teachers are going to love it too. And you know what? To all the parent volunteers who are coming out today to help with the shaved ice, hippie ice, thank you. We look forward to having you out there. Mrs. O'Rue, if you can let Mr. Regan know to get ready to get that gate open. Hippie Ice should be pulling in here any second now. Let's see here. That's what I have. Other than that, parents, may God bless you. I look forward to seeing you on campus throughout the week, and have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all, with those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the happiest season